see me? Maybe just one would. Jónadís, I'm being heard and seen. Yeah, okay, good. So my name is Hildur, and I'm the principal for Tækniskólinn. And we're having this online meeting for parents or guardians today. And we had an Icelandic version with almost 200 people just a couple of hours ago, and now we're doing the English one. I'm actually in Sweden at the moment. My daughter is starting school here and at university in Uppsala, so I went with her for a few days, and since this meeting was anyway going to be on the web due to COVID, I can do it from here. And with me is Þórdís, who is a counselor, and Jónadís, who is the head of the Iceland, where we teach Icelandic for foreigners or those that have Icelandic as a second language. And then Benedikt, who is our psychologist. And then Valdi will hopefully be with us, who takes care of the social life for the students. So I'll do a presentation, and then the others will talk after me. And if you have any questions, you can write it in the chat. And you can also raise your hand, but because there are not that many of you, but we will just try to take the questions as we go. But while I'm presenting, I can't see the chat, so someone just needs to tell me about the questions. So now I'm going to find my slides, and we are having more people, and I'll share my slides with you. So if there is anything that you don't see while I'm talking or something, please let me know. Now you should see my slides. So welcome. This photo was just taken yesterday. It shows school life a little bit as it is now. Hopefully it will not be like this for the whole winter, but we are still very, very happy to have all the students at school, which has not been the case for now almost 1.5 years. We have had most of them, but always, you know, a little part and up to everyone in distant learning. But for the last term, we had most students in school, and now we have pretty much all of them in-house. Our school is very diverse. We have a lot of subjects that we are teaching. We have both vocational subjects and also academics as preparation for university. Some do both, to maybe learn to be a carpenter and also take like a matriculation exam to enter university. That's quite common today. Some want to take a vocational subject and go straight to work, and some come to us just for the academic part to go to university. You have to excuse me, this slide is in Icelandic, but I will still try to explain it. So the school is big. We have around over 3,000 students all in all, but over around 2,200 that are with us during the day. And then there are some evening classes and some online courses as well. So I'm the principal. My name is Hildur. Guðrún is the assistant principal. And then we divide the school into sub-schools. So we have from left to right, we have the School of Building Technology. That's where you learn everything to build a house except the electrical work, but like carpentry and plumbing and painting and masonry, etc., and technical drawing and yeah, I'm not the best at translating all the terms, but Gunnar is the head of that school. Then we have the School of Electrical Technology, which would be everything about electricity, and also under the school we have cinematography, like the technical part of it, and acoustics. And Helgi is now the head of that for this winter, in the absence of Valdimar, who is on leave. Then we have the School of Design and Handicraft. That's where we have sewing and, you know, hairdressing and gold and silver smithery, and also like line where you can take matriculation exam in design and what is it called? Someone help me with the, new things.
Innovation.
Innovation. Thank you very much. Yes. And then we have the last one to describe is this one with Jónadís heads. But then we have Kristín Þóra, who heads the School of Information Technology. There we have photography, printing, and bookbinding, and the big computer department, and also like the basic for that, and graphical design. Then we have the School of Mechanics and to become a skipper, or like the head of a ship. And there we teach everything about, if you want to work at sea, marine engineering, and also mechanics. And we are also teaching under that school the air mechanics, but they can start there until they're 18 years old, and also a new subject that has to do with the digging. And then we have the Technical Academy, which is for older students, those on level 4, which is kind of university level. We teach web design and digital entertainment, and also if you want to become like a master in your trade, carpentry, or if you're an electrician and want to get like a kind of their kind of master's degree. And then last but not least, we have Jónadís, who's the head of what they call Tæknimenntaskólinn, and that's from that school. This is, of course, we're not looking at physically, but just how it's run. All the teachers that teach English and Icelandic and mathematics and all those general subjects belong to that part of the school. And also we have the K2, which is a 3-year matriculation exam line as preparation for university, and also the nature Náttúrufræðibraut, which is kind of similar. And then we have kind of a department for the disabled students. And then we have Icelandic as a second language. And now we have about 100 students, or over 100 students, learning Icelandic as a second language in our school. And most of them are coming straight from grunnskóli, or maybe 16 or 17 or 18 years old. And Jónadís is with us in the meeting, and we will meet her at the end of the meeting, and then you can ask her questions if you have about that. So we are located in many buildings. Our aim is to get us all within not too many years in one building, but now we are located in many places. And kind of the 3 main places is on Skólaverðarholt, where Icelandic as a second language, for instance, is taught, and K2 is there, and several other subjects. Then we have the Seaman building, which is not so far away. And then in Hafnarfjörður, we have what is called Flatarhraun 12. We also have a building there. And in these 3 that have a yellow box around them is where you will have like the school counselors and libraries and, all the service we provide. But then we're also teaching, these are Vélahús and Rafmagnshús, are just 2 buildings very close to the Seaman school. But then down in Skeljanes, we teach a part of the carpentry, and when they're building a summer house towards the end of their studies, and we teach masonry there too. And then here in Gjótan in Hafnarfjörður, this is just a walk away, we teach plumbing. Up in Árleynir, we teach the air mechanics. So we are fairly spread apart. And the cinematography and acoustics, these are not the right terms. You have to, like acoustics technology are taught in Studio Sýrland. We have, of course, a lot of rules at the school. I just mentioned here a few ones. They're loosely translated into English. Keep the building and everything tidy. I would say rule number 1, show respect for others. Everyone, teacher towards students, and students toward teachers, and students towards students, etc. All use of any substance is, of course, not permitted. Alcohol, narcotics, tobacco, vape, etc. They're forbidden in the school buildings and also on the school premises. Students are responsible for their individual belongings. It's important if they, the schools are open, you can have anyone pretty much come from the street. We have a very open society, but sometimes people steal, and so please ask them to, you cannot just leave your laptop anywhere, and it's their responsibility. They can bring locks, and we have closets where they can put their things. Use of smartphones is always a challenge. In general, we don't want students to use them in class, but sometimes they're used for schoolwork. But it's always on, the teacher decides if they're allowed. And then, of course, just more on our website. We've, of course, been going through COVID, and we have gone through a lot of different restrictions in the past 18 months. I think last fall, in the fall of 2020, we had like 8 different phases we went through. We were changing all the time. But at the moment, masks are mandatory in the classroom and common areas. Of course, if students need to eat, they take their mask off. We are not strict on if 3 friends sit together that are together all the day anyway. We are not, at the current moment, we are not enforcing it, as strict as we maybe were when the situation was at its worst in class, and always when you're with people who you're not with all day. Sanitize hands upon arrival to school, and the table and chair when coming to class. We of course encourage everyone to have a very good personal hygiene, and preferably that students sit in the same place now all the time. It's not something we encourage usually, but now it's best that everybody just always sits at the same place. So in case there is a COVID case, that we know exactly who sat next to the student if we need to do contact tracing with the health authorities. On our website page, we have something on the top called COVID-19 with a lot of info. I was just checking, not all of this is in English, but most of it is. And that's everything about what to do if like a student gets COVID or they are in quarantine. They should register as sick and let the office know. And we want to know if they are home for COVID to get an idea of how many are away because of that. Fortunately, we've been very fortunate through the 18 months of this with all this number of students. We have had only 3 cases of COVID, where we had to do some contact tracing, and there's 1 person that possibly got COVID because of that, and none in the other cases. So we've been very, very fortunate. So also, in case the situation got worse and we needed to go over to online classes, which I truly hope will not, but if it happens, we have a lot of videos on. We have all the classes set up in Teams, which is how we teach across the internet, and so it's all set up if we need it. And then there is a lot of information online on our webpage, tskoli.is, to help students. And even if it would happen, just having a smartphone gets you connected. Now, sports in Iceland, it's mandatory at a certain age, at least, to have sports as a part of the curriculum. We don't have any great sports facilities in Hafnarfjörður. Students go to World Class, which is like a gym, on Hátegsvegur and Skólavörðuholt, the other main buildings. It takes place in the school's gyms or the school's. We have a lot of ways they just come up on an agreement with their sports teacher on how they do what they're supposed to do. They can also swim at Sundhöllin. We have had soccer practices. We don't have them now, but I'm sure we will start them again when the situation gets better. But also, if they are training some sports themselves, maybe going to practices several times a week, they can do a contract, and then they then only have to do the academic part of the sports, but not attend. But they have to meet a sports teacher and do a contract, and then show like that they have done something, not just not coming to class. So please, discuss that with your kids. Those that are coming straight from grunnskóli should have the sports classes fixed in their timetable. Those that are older, they it's more flexible for them when to attend. And the sports teachers explain this all in emails to students, and if they're confused, they just go and meet up with the sports teacher. We have great sports teachers who help them out and explain things. Jónadís, I would maybe just ask you to talk about this, how you are, okay. First, I'll say, in general, we have groups that are called hvað. It's once a week for an hour for new students that are born 2004 or 5 or later. These classes are intended so that they learn to know other kids, and we kind of navigate them through the system. So they, know what to do when it's time to choose classes for the next term. Where's the library? How do I get counseling? Meet the psychologist? All the different parts of just, how our school system works and what service they're entitled to. Jónadís, would you tell us how you do this in the Icelandic for as a second language? If it's the same.
Hvað?
Hvað eins? Do you run it the same way? Yes.
It is the same. Yes.
It is exactly
they are together in 2 groups.
Yeah.
Born 2005 and 2004. Yeah. And
they may, in some cases, they say, why do I have to go there with arts or something? But it is with this, and it is get to know other students in the school. They get to know their supervisory teachers, so they, this all has a purpose. So, okay. On the website, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but there is a school calendar. This is like a PDF of the school calendar for the school year. I'm just going to show you here what the term looks like. I'm sorry, this is of course in Icelandic, but it's August, September, October, November, and December. We split the term into 2 quarters. So they are, instead of doing maybe 6 subjects for the whole term, they will be doing maybe 3 subjects for half of the term, and then 3 subjects in the latter term. And then they have, fewer subjects, but more hours per subject. So in the middle of the October, there's like winter break. And before that, we are doing assessment on their work. So they will get their grades after this. And then on the 20th of August, they will start new classes, new subjects. So this is how we run it. We started doing this in the spring term. Until now, we have just been running with 1 term, like 2 terms per year, but now we're splitting it into 4. And we believe that it's good to focus on fewer subjects and then see achievement and be done with something at the middle of the term and start fresh and with new subjects. So, this is not a very good translation. We call it the valvika, the week of choice. Well, it's where they select subjects for the next term. Those that are doing Icelandic as a second language, it's pretty fixed what the next term will look like. But nevertheless, they have to, do this, and the supervisory teachers assist them with this and confirms their choice. If students want to apply for a different study program, they have to do that this week. And they are choosing courses for both quarters because quarter plus quarters makes a term. So they're just, when they choose, they're choosing for the whole of spring from January to May. But no worries, they will be helped through this. I put this slide to remind myself to ask you to encourage your kids to start working right away. When I was in school, I often did nothing for the first 2 weeks, often kind of started slowly, and I was just always, I wanted to start and work every day, but then I was just a little bit lazy, and after 2 weeks, then maybe I had my first test, and then I got into the gear of working. But it's as the quarters are shorter, it's very important to just start right away. They will get assignments quickly and just work consistently. It is a bit late to start after 4 weeks working. You can also find, I showed you the calendar, which is the fixed kind of school calendar, but then there is a live calendar that shows a much more information, such as extra classes in mathematics that are on Saturdays, if there is something going on in the social life, and we put in their information as it comes. Okay, are there any questions yet before I tell you about INNA? Okay, INNA is the information system for framhaldsskóli, the school we are now in on the framhaldsskóli level, and all the schools use this system, www.innna.is. And to access it, you only need Íslandslykill or this electronic ID. If you don't have an electronic ID, you go to the bank and get it on your phone. This is very important for your kids to have access to, and it's also very good for you to have access to it. And you have access to it until they turn 18 years old. And this is an example. When you open it, you can see, for instance, if there is some absence of the teachers, say the teacher is sick, you can see the timetable for the day. You can see if your kid has been absent. You can see if there is some assignments that they have to hand in, what classes they're taking, etc. So, of course, I don't know if there is an English version of this. This is just but anyway, this is kind of the heart of it all. So please go into INNA and learn about it and follow how things are going. Now, one thing that's often asked, if your child is sick, guardians of students under 18 have this access and can register if the student cannot attend school because of illness. You do not need something from the doctor for that. We trust you to know if they're not able to come to school. Now, when the student turns 18, the student does this himself. Up until a year ago, they would have to get like a doctor's certificate for that. But when COVID came, we changed that. We do not want anyone at school with a cold. So just, if there is any illness, don't come to school and get a test, a COVID test. Now, I said when they turn 18 that you lose your access. However, your child can let you have access. For instance, I had access through my daughter's studies. She studied until she was 19. Now she's going to university. But there is, I'll show you on the next page here. There is this called aðstandendur. This means guardians, and there you can see those that are registered. This is automatic when they're younger, but when they're 18, you can see the name still, but this automatically changed to no. This means access, and it says no. You cannot change this, but your child can change it. It's theirs to decide if they want to allow you to have access to this. I often say that, if they're staying under your roof, it's very normal that you can, follow what they're doing, but it's their choice. That's very important. Now, you can, so I get back to this. If a student needs to be absent because you can register that for the current day and the day after. Now, if the student is in quarantine or isolation due to COVID, you do register absence like they're sick, but it's very important to send an email to the school's office at tskoli@tskoli.is and let us know as well. He's absent now for the next 7 days while he's in quarantine, or He's at least absent for the next 10 days because he is in isolation due to COVID. This is, of course, all is kept very confidential, but it's important so that we can, both with service to your kids and that we also know about the status in the school. And it's good also to send a message that they do it themselves to the teachers if this is a situation. Okay. We have all kinds of service for the students. We have study and work counselors. We actually have 5 of them. We have a psychologist. We have a social life coordinator. All the psychologist and the social life coordinator will hopefully be with us, and one of the study and work counselors will now speak after me. We have study labs that she will tell you more about, and peer-to-peer assistance, and then we have also a prevention counselor. I'm gonna get Þórdís Guðmundsdóttir, who is a study and work counselor, to tell a little bit about their service. And I'm going to stop sharing my slides. And Þórdís. You have to unmute.
Hi. Do you see me?
Yes.
Hear me? Okay, good. My name is Þórdís Guðmundsdóttir, and I'm one of 5 counselors in Tækniskólinn. We are situated in the 3 main buildings. One is in Hafnarfjörður, one in Háteigsvegur, and 3 of us in Skólavörðuholt. And we are here for the students. We help them in any way we can. They come to us much more than we to get them. They come to ask for everything, really, about the rules, about the timetable, about if they have problems with learning, if they have social anxiety, and so on. And we try to, mainly we listen and try to help them, or we can tell them about the service in the school, like Benedict, the psychologist, and to get help with their study in the what did you call them, Hildur? Study lab?
Labs.
Yeah. I want to show you where we are, information about us on the webpage. See. No. Here. Oh. Okay. Come on. Now, here it is. So this is the school webpage, and some of it is in English. It's here. But the service, here, services, support and counseling. Student counselors. Here is our telephone numbers and when you can phone us. And oh, it's not here. Yeah, I have to go to Icelandic again.
I would maybe say we have translated quite a lot of our webpage, but not everything. So some of the information is only in Icelandic, but all the basic information is in English.
Yeah, so here we are. Anna Ósk, she is in Skólavörðuholt. Halla María, Skólavörðuholt. Inga Jóna í Hafnarfirði. Sigurjóna á Háteksvegi og ég á Skólavörðuholtinu. Og email addresses and telephone numbers. And we want you to have contact. We want to, we try to meet every new student on the first and second term, but you can also ask for a meeting, and the school pays for a translator when needed, and we prefer to have a translator rather than the student is the one to translate between us. It's better to have a translator. So don't hesitate to contact us. That's our job. And encourage your girls and boys to talk to us if they have problems. I wanted also to tell you about the study labs. It's one in each house where they can get assistance with their with math and Icelandic and English mostly. And for students, yeah.
If I maybe add, we have had this assistance for the general subjects, and also if they have some learning disabilities, maybe if they have to learning longer time for a test or having the test read to them. And now there's one new teacher that is like an expert on Icelandic as a second language. So she's a great addition to our good group of teachers at the study lab.
Yeah, exactly. And they can take the exams up in the study lab where it's quiet and have a longer time if they need to. So you know about that. And you can find us in Inna, or you can find us here where I showed you, where we are. Þjónusta. Send us an email. That's good. Okay, I think that's all.
Okay. Thank you very much, Þórdís. And then you can unshare, and Benedikt will is our school psychologist is next.
Have you spotlighted me?
I have not spotlighted you, but I will do so.
I'm here.
Spotlight.
I'm unmuted. Hello,
yes.
everybody.
And
my
now
name is
you
Benedikt.
are spotlighted.
Okay, thank you.
In which country are you?
Huh?
In which country are you? I'm just watching the background. Where you're at.
Okay. I didn't get it. Well, I'm in Iceland, but it might be maybe Spain or something. I don't know. Okay, but I won't be long. It's nice to be with you. I sent you email last week. I hope you got it. If you can't find it, I'm going to put my email address now in the chat. And then I'm going to, now I can't get the @ all of a sudden. Well, let's skip it. I want to show you where you can find me on our webpage. I'm going to share contact. Okay, am I sharing now?
Yes.
Can you see this? Okay. So this is the English version, and there is a little bit about me. You can go to services and then support and counseling. And then here you can see counseling. And Here you can see my name, a little bit about me. And if you click my name, you will get the contact information, my email address, my phone. It's, I guess it's easier to reach me via email. I'm often too busy to take the phone, but let's see. I also want to, I guess I have to now stop sharing. Share again. I'm going to go to Inna as Hildur did. And yeah, can you see it?
Yes.
You can see it. Okay, so this is the English version. As Alex pointed out in the chat, there is an English version. And if you want to make an appointment with me, it is make an appointment. That's what it's called. It's on the right and almost at the bottom. And oh, sorry, I have to stop and share again. One more thing. Here it is. After you choose make an appointment, so this is the window that will open next, and you have to choose my name here. You have to choose my name, and after that you will see a list of all available slots. And so this is the English version, but if it's blue, it's available. You can see the location here. So this is our main building where Íslenskubraut is. I'm in 218. And but I also go to Hafnarfjörður and Háteigsvegur. Okay, and here you can see the time and the date and the weekday. Everybody welcome to make an appointment with me. I welcome everybody, and it doesn't matter what well, what the issue is. It doesn't have to be about educational problems. It can be whatever. So if you have any questions, you can contact me. You have any questions for me now? There's a volcano on my picture.
Yeah.
Alice is pointing out. Okay, so maybe not Spain.
Okay.
No questions for now.
Well,
Okay. Sorry?
Thank you very much, Benedict. And if you have any questions for later.
Okay.
I don't know if he was able to join us, our social web coordinator. I'm trying to see if he's here. Exit Spotlight. He was going to come if he could, but otherwise I will tell you about the social life in school. So he might drop in anytime. Þorvaldur, þú ert ekki hérna nokkuð. Anyway, you can see me.
Do you see there is somebody waiting in the lobby to join? It's been for a while. I'm not sure if somebody's.
Is there? Oh, okay, yes. No, I don't see anyone in the lobby.
Okay,
at least
I see in there is a title bar in my.
Okay, can you admit him?
I probably won't be able, but I see
Yeah.
Erlendas and Joanna in the meeting.
We have 17 people in the meeting.
Okay, I don't know why I'm seeing this. Maybe is it
Okay.
like out? Is it outdated? Okay, I think now it's gone now.
It's possible.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, no problem. I mean, I've tried. Yeah, it's just good to get any, but thank you very much. So I'm going to try to spotlight myself a little bit now. Not spotlight, so you can all see me well. We have, it's very important in our school and all the framhaldsskólas in Iceland to have some social life for the students. Due to COVID, it's been a bit different from for the past 18 months. We have not had a lot of gatherings. We've done some things online, but we are now hoping to have more possibilities for this winter. Tomorrow and the day after, we have trips for new students that are born coming from grunnskóli. They should all have gotten an email about that. If for some reason Skólaverðarholt is going on Thursday, but Hafnarfjörður and Háteksvegur, the Siemens building, they are going tomorrow. Isn't that? Yes. Yeah. The registration for the trip tomorrow is now over, but if in case someone still wants to go, you need to send an email to valdi@tskóli. I'll put it here in the message. valdi@tskóli. Due to COVID measures, we are putting them on buses with only 50 students. Everyone needs to wear a mask and they're not mixing with other students. They leave tomorrow morning and a part of them go tomorrow and a part on Thursday, and they should be back around 5 o'clock. There will be options of going on a kayak, doing some bubble ball, swimming. Nothing of this is mandatory. They can choose. They can do it all, or they can do a part. And then they will also have either a pizza or there will be some barbecuing. So it's a very nice way of doing something else and meeting other students. So we encourage them to do that. If they're not going on the trip, they just go to class. But if they're going on the trip, they will not get absence from the class. Social life in Icelandic school has, if we go some decades back, it's a lot about having big balls, where they dance. It's been about speech. It's been about competitions like Jeopardy or something like that on TV. It's been different things. In our school, we do have those things, but we're also trying to focus on just finding anything that suits the different groups. Some students want to meet in smaller groups. They make dragons or chess or this, whatever. We have a social life coordinator. His name is Þorvaldur or Valdi. And if they have an idea about something they want to do, they can go to him and get some assistance in doing that. So he sends out a lot of emails, things that are happening. So if you get an email from Valdi or Þorvaldur, that's our social life coordinators. Jónadís, would you like to add something about this? I'll maybe just give you the word now to talk a little bit about the students on doing Icelandic as a second language.
Yes. I'm not sure if all of you are parents or have students on Íslensku braut, but maybe it's better if you want to ask me something or. Nei.
On Íslenskubraut, they are together in a class. So they get to know each other very well. And, you know, they're kind of with the same students for most of the day.
We have 4 levels. And it takes, if the student starts on level 1, it takes 2 years, 4 semesters. And on level 1, they are learning Icelandic and computers, or they are learning Excel and Word and a lot of things on the computers. On level 2, they are learning Icelandic and mathematics. And if they are good in mathematics, then they can go with Icelanders to learn mathematics. On level 3, they are still learning Icelandic. And of course, in all the levels, they are having different books the whole day, different courses. They are talking, it's films, it's different teachers. They are not having the same book and the same teacher the whole day. So on 3rd level, they are learning Icelandic, English, and a new course it's the 3rd time we are having it. They are going for 4 weeks. They are learning some on computers, but not the same as they learned on level 1. It's more higher education. And they are learning to sew, they are learning to paint, and they are going to the design department. We have this course because we are trying to show them what the school offer, the big school offer. And they have also this course in level 4, but on a higher level. And they really, really like it. There were students with me today, and they said, "Oh, we like it so much." So that's so nice. In level 4, they are also having a course that is it's Icelandic history. They are going to museum. They are going to the parliament. So they are getting to know more the surroundings of the school, and the history of Iceland, and it's really nice.
For those that don't know about this, the Icelandic department, it is for students that do not know enough Icelandic to go into normal programs.
Yes.
So some of them come for 1 term, some 2, some 3, some 4.
Yep.
And the main aim is that they learn enough Icelandic and get prepared enough to enter Icelandic programs, like just general, whatever they want to go to, prepare for university, or they want to learn plumbing or carpentry or whatever. So
they can choose after level 4 what they want to do. Yes.
Any questions?
And Þórdís is really helpful. She is actually the school counselor for Íslenskubraut. So most of the students, when they finish, they know her very well. And she also helps them to decide what to learn. They are taking some tests, and she's really, really helpful. And of course, Benedict too. So, and all the lovely staff in the school. And it is not a problem, but they don't want to leave Íslenskubraut. Sometimes they really want to continue on Íslenskubraut, even though they have graduated in Harpan. So,
and we can also tell you that we have almost 50 mother tongues in the school. We have 50 nationalities, and we have students. I sometimes tell the students it's very hard to stand out. Some students come dressed as they are going to a wedding, and some students come as they forgot to take off their pajamas and everything in between.
Yep.
Yeah. So you just dress like you want to. and color your hair green or whatever.
Yeah, and the teachers, me, Þórdís, and the staff, we are not always, we are doing a lot of things that other teachers are actually not doing or not used to. We are finding a lot of papers. We are doing a lot of paperwork for the students, because sometimes we are the only Icelanders that they know and are meeting. So, yeah, we are trying to be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But and talking about being helpful, please, if you have any questions, talk to us. If there are any problems, it's better to come sooner than later. It's always better to step in earlier. We want to let your kids feel good at school. That's, if you feel good, everything goes better. So we want them to be happy and be sure of themselves and feel safe and everything. So please, that's our work, to help your kids to study and mature. And
I put my email in the chat. It is better to contact me via email than calling. I have no time to answer the phone. So please send an email. I'm answering that really quick.
And mine is here too.
yes, and all our emails are on the web page. So
Yes.
Yeah.
But if there are not any questions, I would just like to thank you for attending and giving us your time to learn a little bit about our school and maybe be able to better assist your kids in school. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.